Have you ever caught your reflection and noticed something shifted? Your lower belly pushing forward, your back feeling tighter, your posture harder to hold upright, even though your weight hasn't really changed. Maybe standing for long periods drains you faster than it used to. Maybe your clothes fit differently. Maybe your balance feels slightly off, like your body is slowly leaning forward without your permission. Most people blame weak abs, or aging, or slowing metabolism. But here's what most people never hear. Your belly may not be the problem at all. The real issue could be something far simpler and far more fixable. It's the position of your pelvis. After decades of sitting at desks, driving, or simply moving less in varied directions, a small but powerful group of muscles at the front of your hips, called the hip flexors, gradually tightens. When these muscles shorten, they pull the pelvis forward and downward. This tips your lower back into an exaggerated arch and pushes your lower abdomen outward. You might know the feeling without knowing the name: back compression, a belly that sticks out, posture that takes effort to maintain. This isn't weakness, it isn't failure. It's a quiet, gradual adaptation your body made over time, and it can be gently reversed. When people notice these changes, the instinct is to do more. More ab exercises, deeper stretches, longer walks. But many find something frustrating. The posture doesn't change. The back stays tight. The body keeps returning to the same position. Here's why. The body doesn't change through effort alone. It changes through sequence. Think of a stiff door hinge. Forcing the door harder doesn't fix it. First, you release the tension. Then you restore movement. Only then does the door swing freely again. The same logic applies to your hips and pelvis. So instead of pushing harder, today we're going to follow 3 simple steps. Not harder exercise, but smarter movement designed specifically for adults over 50. Each step prepares the body for the next, allowing change to happen naturally and safely. The first step is about creating space. Over time, the hip flexor muscles become shortened from years of sitting, driving, or simply moving less. When they stay tight, they quietly pull the pelvis forward, placing extra pressure on the lower back and pushing the abdomen outward. To release this tension, begin by placing one knee on the floor and stepping the opposite foot forward into a comfortable lunge position. Place a folded towel under the knee if needed. Sit tall and imagine a gentle string lifting the top of your head toward the ceiling. Now slowly shift your hips forward just a few inches. This is a small movement. There is no need to push deeply or force the stretch. You should feel a gentle opening along the front of the hip on the kneeling side. Here's an important detail. Instead of letting your lower back arch, lightly squeeze your glutes and imagine your tailbone gently tucking downward. This protects the spine and directs the stretch exactly where your body needs it. Breathe slowly. Allow the muscles to soften rather than forcing them to lengthen. Hold for about 20 to 30 seconds, then switch sides. Many people feel lighter and more upright almost immediately. That's tension releasing and your body preparing for the next step. Now that we've created space in the hips, the next step is to gently wake up a group of muscles that many adults unknowingly stop using over time: the glutes. The glute muscles are among the strongest stabilizers in the human body. They help support the pelvis, protect the lower back, and make everyday movements like standing, climbing stairs, or getting out of a chair feel smooth and controlled. But after years of sitting or reduced movement, these muscles can become inactive. When that happens, the lower back and hip flexors begin doing work they were never designed to handle alone. To wake these muscles up, lie comfortably on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Let your arms rest gently at your sides. Take a slow breath in. As you exhale, press through your heels and slowly lift your hips upward. Imagine your hips being guided toward the ceiling by your glute muscles, not pushed by your lower back. Raise your hips only until your shoulders, hips, and knees form a gentle straight line. There's no need to lift higher. Pause for 2 seconds and lightly squeeze your glutes. Then slowly lower your hips back down with control. Move slowly and breathe naturally. Aim for about 8 to 10 repetitions. You may notice warmth or gentle fatigue in the back of the hips. That's a sign the correct muscles are beginning to wake up again. Once these muscles begin working, we're ready for the final step. teaching the body how to use them during real movement. After releasing tight muscles and activating the glutes, the body is ready to relearn how to move in a more balanced and supportive way. Begin by kneeling on the floor with your knees about hip-width apart. Sit your hips gently back toward your heels, so your body feels relaxed and supported. Place your hands on your hips for awareness and balance. From here, slowly press your hips forward and upward until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Focus on squeezing your glutes to bring your hips forward rather than arching your lower back. Imagine your hips guiding the movement while your spine stays tall and relaxed. Pause briefly at the top, then slowly return your hips back toward your heels with control. Move slowly and smoothly, repeating this motion about 6 to 8 times. This exercise teaches something incredibly important: how to use the hips, not the lower back, to create movement. Standing up from a chair, stepping forward, or stabilizing yourself during walking all require this exact pattern. When the glutes lead the movement, pressure on the spine decreases and balance improves. You may be wondering why movements this gentle can make such a meaningful difference, especially after 60. The answer lies in how the body changes with age. As we grow older, the goal of exercise shifts. It's no longer about pushing harder, moving faster, or training like we did decades ago. Instead, the body responds best to movements that improve coordination, restore balance, and reduce unnecessary strain. Many discomforts that appear later in life are not caused by weakness alone, but by movement patterns that have slowly drifted away from alignment over time. When the pelvis is supported correctly, muscles begin sharing the workload again. The hips move more freely, the lower back relaxes, and standing upright requires less effort. The body doesn't need more force, it needs better communication between muscles. This is why small intentional movements can sometimes create bigger changes than intense workouts. After 60, progress often looks quieter. Less tension, more ease, greater confidence in everyday movement. The beauty of this routine is its simplicity. You don't need a long workout session or special equipment. The entire sequence can be completed in just a few minutes a day. Start with the hip flexor stretch, holding each side gently for about 20 to 30 seconds. Next, move to the glute bridge and perform 8 to 10 slow repetitions, focusing on smooth lifting and controlled lowering. Then finish with the kneeling hip thrust, repeating the movement slowly about 6 to 8 times. Altogether, this routine takes less than 5 minutes. You can practice it in the morning to help your body start the day aligned, or in the evening to release tension built up from sitting or standing. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Small daily movements repeated gently allow the body to change safely and naturally over time. You don't need to chase a younger version of yourself to feel better in your body. What you need is movement that respects where you are today and helps you move forward with confidence. Standing becomes easier, walking feels lighter, posture begins to improve, not because you forced it, but because your body finally feels supported again. Aging isn't about losing ability. It's about learning new ways to care for a body that has carried you through decades of life, experience, and resilience. Each gentle movement you practice is an investment in independence, balance, and freedom. Your body isn't working against you. It's simply waiting for the right kind of support. This content is intended for general informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before beginning any new exercise program, particularly if you have existing health conditions, pain, or mobility concerns. Listen to your body and stop any movement that causes discomfort.